Hit up Rose NBA on Twitter. If you need any sort of grind, he will be the man for you. Domination, Spotlight Sims, MyTEAM Unlimited, and even more. The link to his Twitter will be down below in the description. Yo, what is good, yo? It's your boy Ty, back here with another video. And in this video today, we are going to be doing a tier list of some of the best small forwards in NBA 2K22 MyTEAM. Now, in this, I have basically every small forward above the Ruby tier and then some Sapphires, right? If you get Sapphire and below and you want to include everybody, you're just going to be here all day, objectively. Like, you're just going to have a 90-minute video. Instead, I got some of the key guys like Kelly Oubre Jr., who a lot of guys do indeed like, and guys, you know, that are kind of popular, like LeBron James, Kawhi Leonard, Glenn Rice, those types of guys. Now, before we dive into this, remember, this is only the primary small forward position, and it is only day 2 of my team, so it's pretty new. Everything's pretty new to me. It's new to you guys, so if any of these guys are a couple of tiers off, I do apologize, but I want to give you guys my best guess on where each and every one of these guys is kind of on a tier list respective to everybody else. Now, we're going to start it off with Andrew Wiggins, which is a card you can get out of, I think, the base promo packs. Now, I've never seen Andrew Wiggins. I'm not exactly sure how you get him again. I'm guessing he's just a premium promo card like it does say, but Wiggins is good. Like, if you can get Wiggins early on, the dude is objectively good. 6'8", I mean, has a total of 33 badges, only a 79 3 ball. Speed and lateral quickness are solid. Badge-wise is solid. I mean, he's just overall fine. Again, if you get Andrew Wiggins, he is more than serviceable, especially this early on in 2K. Now, we have a little less than 40 guys on this list, and we have 6 different tiers. So we're going to have to space dudes out a decent amount. Next guy is Anthony Edwards. We're going to try to get 7 or 8 per tier. We'll probably be a little off considering there's only one player at F tier. But Anthony Edwards, the next guy we're going to talk about today, is a card that I like a lot because of this reason and this reason only. The new dunk animation that is in 2K, Anthony Edwards masters that, right? If you're trying to get that dunk meter down, Anthony Edwards is the best guy, one of the best guys to use. I mean, you look at Anthony Edwards as far as just a complete player, he's exactly that in 2K. He can shoot the ball, he can defend a little bit, has 86 speed, but he has a 95 driving dunk with the dunking badges that you need. So if you're kind of wondering, why am I missing all these dunks with the dunk meter? It's probably because you're not using Anthony Edwards. He is a pro at dunking on top of people. So if you want to put Anthony Edwards in A tier, I think you probably can. But for me, he is the epitome of what a B tier player should be. Now, the next guy to talk about is Austin Carr. Now, I'm not very high on Austin Carr at all. And if Austin Carr is your favorite card in the game, that's fine. Remember, all these cards aren't super bad. Austin Carr, the one thing I don't like about him is he's only 6'4", right? 6'4", he only has a 72 lateral quickness, 75 3 ball, only 1 defensive badge. He has a decent amount of shooting badges. He's not terrible, right? I'm not going to sit here and say Austin Carr is just one of the worst cards in the game. He's just not one of the cards I'm highest on this list. It's just that simple. Again, I don't hate the card by any means. He's just not a card I'm high on. Bernard King. I do not think Bernard King is bad in a 2K. I want to repeat that. I don't think Bernard King is bad in 2K, but I do think he's a C tier player. And here's the reason for Bernard King. Yes, he can do a lot of things well, but he only has a 69 3 ball. Now, I say only because, I mean, it is only a 69 3 ball. Although I've played against Bernard King and he shot 1-3 against me and he greened it. So jump shot 5 is pretty smooth. If you want to put Bernard King in B tier, I think you can. But I'm going to move him down to C tier just because if you compare him to Anthony Edwards, I just think Ant's a more complete all-around player. It's just that simple. Yes, maybe not as good defensively, but as an all-around player, I'm just a little bit higher right now on Anthony Edwards. Our next guy is Bob Dandridge. And Bob Dandridge is actually a card that I like a decent amount. You look at the card, 6'6", 6'9" wingspan, 77 3 ball, 77 speed, 82 lateral quickness, can handle the ball decently, bronze catch and shoot defensively, silver chase down artist. He's going to do a lot of things well for you on the basketball court. Now, again, is he the best player in the game? No, but I think he's a similar level to an Anthony Edwards. I don't think either of these cards are, the next level good, but for starter cards, I think they are both very, very solid cards. Next guy, I did include Carmelo Anthony, just to give my opinion on him because I've not given my opinion on Carmelo yet. Here's the thing about Melo. Hot spots from everywhere outside of the left slot. 6'8", 7-foot wingspan, 7 Hall of Famers, 27 on gold, 13 on silver, 4 on bronze. All of those badges are basically upgradable. Every single one of them is. He can get clamps. There's just so much to like about Carmelo. Now, again, I don't think his release is going to be very good, so you got to know that going into it. Dude's got a 93 3-ball, though. 85 driving dunk, 90 speed acceleration, 83 lateral quickness. Offensively, he's going to be absolutely fantastic. Defensively, might leave a little bit to be desired. But I think if you don't go and get Carmelo Anthony, guys, you're probably going to regret it, especially early on in season 1. We don't know exactly what the season's going to be like this year and all that. But I think Carmelo Anthony is going to be very, very solid. Our next guy here is Chris Mullin. Now, Chris Mullin is not bad. When I compiled this list, I didn't really know where to put Chris Mullin right away. And honestly, I had him at B tier. I'm going to move him down to C tier. But he's not bad. 86 3-ball, 77 speed, only a 70 lateral quickness. He's going to be terrible defensively. But on the offensive end of the court specifically, Chris Mullin's going to shoot the ball very, very well. Basically a polar opposite of what Bernard King's going to give you. It's really a preference on what you're wanting for your small forward to do. I think Chris Mullin's solid. How solid? C tier solid is where I'm going to go with Chris Mullin right now. Now, our next guy here is another guy that I've moved around, right? Initially, I had Chuck in. I was going to move him to C tier. I had him at B tier. I was going to move him to C tier. And then I went back and looked at the card. I was like, there's no way you can move this guy to C tier. I know he doesn't have the best release in the game, but hear me out. 86 3-ball, 79 speed, only a 70 lateral quickness, but hear me out. Silver catch and shoot corner specialist, green machine, hot zone hunters, bronze blinders, stop and pop. The dude's solid. He's 6'8". He's going to hold it down for you and be a solid player. I'm not that high on him, but he is going to be more than solid. Another S tier player here in Dale Ellis. Now, is Dale Ellis as good as Carmelo Anthony? No. It's hard to compare those cards when they're side by side. But Dale Ellis is fantastic, and as far as just a pure shooter, he's going to be better than Carmelo Anthony. He can't get clamps, so you got to know when you get Dale Ellis, he's going to be a defensive, maybe liability, but he's going to be the best shooter in the game. Hall of Fame catch and shoot, gold blinders. The dude's just going to be fantastic. He doesn't get limitless spot up, which is kind of a downside to the card. You can apply stop and pop to him. But if he could get that limitless spot up, I'm telling you guys right now, Dale Ellis would be more than tough. Another S tier player in Danny Granger. We're getting a lot of them back to back, not by choice, but it's just the way this tier list is going. 6'9", 7'1" wingspan, hot spots forever outside of the left hash, 4 Hall of Famers, 10 on gold, 20 on silver. Do I think Danny Granger is better than Dale Ellis? When you compare them side by side, I think it's really close. I would take Danny Granger over Dale Ellis, but again, I do think it's close. I don't think Danny Granger is going to be that good for that long. With that all being said and done, but you can upgrade his limitless spot up. You look at the card, has gold, stop and pop. I think he's better than Dale Ellis, not comparable to Carmelo. Right now, I think he's the second best card that we've gotten so far on this list. Glenn Rice up next. Now, I put Glenn Rice on this list for one reason and one reason only. Because people traditionally like Glenn Rice in 2K. Now, this Glenn Rice card isn't terrible. 6'7", can shoot the ball, but defensively, he's just terrible. Defensively, Glenn Rice is just not going to get the job done for you guys. And I would be lying to put him any higher than D tier. I think he fits in right with Austin Carr here at our D tier. Our last S tier player, I'm not trying to ruin the list, but our last S tier player today is Glenn Robinson. I initially had more people in S tier. We'll talk about who they are. But Glenn Robinson is our last one today. I think he's a better Danny Granger is the way I'm going to phrase it. I think once you give him blinders, he doesn't have that, but you got to put that on him. He becomes a better version of a Danny Granger card. You give him blinders, upgrade, stop, and pop. I think he's just all around better, right? You look at the stats. I like his 83 3-ball. It's good enough. 85 speed, 85 lateral quickness. Playmaking's fine. And he just moves well. As far as just movement-wise, I think he moves well. If you want to make the case that Danny Granger is a better version of Glenn Robinson, you can do that. But give me Glenn Robinson over Danny Granger by the slightest of margins. Gus Gerard, a guy I once had in S tier, I had to move him down, man. And I'm a big Gus guy. I like him all around, especially on the defensive end of the court. When you look at his badges, I mean, the silver clamps, interceptor, intimidator, he's fine. He's just an all-around player. Offensively, he's not going to be what you probably want, but defensively, he's going to hold it down. I actually think Gus is best. You can play him at the 3 or 4, but I think he's best probably at that 4 position once you give him the badges he needs. No brick wall hurts him a little bit, but other than that, I think Gus is a great option as a triple threat online reward. Is he worth grinding triple threat online for the majority of the community? Probably not, but if you are really good at the game and can get to that top tier consistently, I would go ahead and get yourself Gus the Bus. Jalen Rose up next. I think he's a C tier player. He's solid, 6'8", 7-foot wingspan, can shoot it, in decent speed. Badge wise is incredible, but I can't go any higher. 36 total badges. Shooting wise, again, gonna be very solid. Release wise, again, solid with the jump shot, 32. I just can't go that high on Jalen this early on without using the card, without really seeing anybody use him. It's hard for me to go that high with the card. Now, kind of a letdown for me is Jamal Wilkes. He's just overall a letdown. I wanted to put this card higher, and I think potentially he can be with what he can do defensively, but his base card, I just can't. 73 3 ball, 83 speed acceleration, 85 driving dunk, 87 lateral quickness, can handle the ball a little bit. But here's the thing, no quick first step. That's a problem. No catch and shoot. Defensively, I understand he's going to be solid. Stat-wise is solid. Set shot 15. Again, not something you like to see. I'm just not the highest on Jamal Wilkes. I'm still putting him at B tier just out of hopes that he eventually can become something. But as far as just a domination reward, just a letdown overall. That's what I will say about Jamal Wilkes. Our next card here is Jamal Mashburn, a card I am going to drag into C tier. Now, Jamal, one thing I like about him, 6'8". He can do a little bit of everything, but I will say I don't think he does anything that next level good, right? He can shoot the ball a little bit, can dunk the ball a little bit, and honestly, he's probably my best option at C tier. I think he is. I think he's very comparable. If you want to make the argument he's better than Bob Dandridge and Chuck, you can. But here's my thing with him. Jump shot 1, we saw what that was kind of like last year. I wasn't the biggest fan of it. And he's going to knock down shots decently with the 79 3 ball. It's solid. 78 speed, 74 lateral quickness. Can't really handle the ball. He just does everything okay. And to me, that's the epitome of like a B or C tier player. He just got the short end of the stick tonight, putting him in C tier. The next guy here is Jerome Kersey. Jerome Kersey, I am going to drag into D tier. Now, if you're wondering why Jerome Kersey is D tier, considering how Jerome Kersey has been in past 2Ks, the main reason is his 73 ball and the fact that he can't handle the ball. Defensively, he's going to be fine, but he's not going to be able to knock down consistent shots for you, and that's why he's D tier. 6'7", decent enough frame. I don't hate the card at all, but to say he's above D tier is just something right now I'm not very comfortable doing. Dr. J, our next A tier player, 6'6", 6'11" wingspan, has some hot spots from behind the arc. He has Hall of Fame limitless takeoff, which I'm very intrigued about. Shooting wise, no catch and shoot. You'd have to put him on him. No stop and pop. You'd have to put it on him. It's just those types of things. He can get clamps, but you'd have to put him on him. If this card was fully badged up, I think he's maybe an S tier shooting guard in the game. But the problem is he's not. But he can do everything. 90 speed, 84 lateral quickness, 76 3 ball, can handle the ball. He can do a little bit of everything. I think Dr. J is very solid in the game, but not solid enough for S tier. Kawhi Leonard up next, a D tier player. Now, I like Kawhi traditionally in 2K. But hear me out with this Kawhi. This Kawhi has a 73 ball, 73 speed, can't handle the ball. What is this Kawhi Leonard even doing in 2K? I'm not a big Kawhi Leonard fan, or at least this Kawhi Leonard. He's just not really somebody that I'm looking at for my specific squad. Kelly Oubre Jr., our next guy that we are going to go over today. Epitome of a C tier player. 6'7", 7'2" wingspan, can shoot it, can play a little defense. No defensive badges though, but he does have a 77 lateral quickness, 82 speed. I'm not just saying it's all bad with Oubre, but we all know what his release is traditionally like, and it's not good. Now, is his release better this year? It might be. I can't say it is or not because I haven't used the card. But Oubre's release traditionally has just not been very good. That's just the way it is for Kelly Oubre Jr. Now, Kelly, my man's Kelly is very, very solid. Now, he is a season 1 reward. 6'6", 6'8" wingspan, can play the 2. 89 3 ball with a ton of shooting badges, and that's really the case. He's going to be serviceable on defense with that shooting ability. Look, I think Kelly, again, he's one of those guys I think has the chance to be next level good. No limitless spot up, which hurts him a little bit. No quick first step. It can be applied, though. I think Kelly's very solid. Probably a guy I'd lean if he's fully badged to be the best at A tier, to be honest with you guys. Just because of what I think, how important I think just being a sharpshooter is in this game. I like Kelly Tripucka quite a bit in NBA 2K22 MyTEAM. Kiki up next, guys. Another guy I'm just not very high on. There's a lot of these guys in D tier that I'm just not the highest on, and Kiki's the next one. 71 speed, 72 lateral quickness, can't handle the ball, 1 defensive badge. Shooting wise, he's going to be fine. He's going to be able to knock down shots for you guys, but is that enough to move Kiki above D tier? For me, it's not. For me, a guy like Larry Kenon is a guy that I can make a bigger case for. Now, hear me out. I'm not going to sit here and say that I expect Larry Kenon to knock down shots. I'm not. But similar to Andre Roberson, in offline modes, the dude's going to be fantastic. And even if you do take him in online modes, what percentage of your opponents is going to realize that Larry Kenon can't really shoot the ball, and maybe he'll knock down a 3 or 2, but majority of the time he's not going to be able to knock down shots and sag off him and really gameplay around him. Here's the thing. Take away the 3 ball. He's got an 83 speed, an 80 lateral quickness, can handle the ball a little bit, gold chase artist, pogo stick, silver pick dodger, and attacking the rim, he's absolutely incredible. 90 driving dunk, incredible finishing badges. I can't go any higher because he doesn't have any extra defensive badges. But I'm gonna give Larry a chance if I do indeed get him. He's gonna have a chance to really impress me. LeBron James, similar to Kawhi Leonard. I mean, I like the fact that you got the chance to use LeBron James early on in 2K if you want to, but the card stinks. He can't shoot. He can't really do anything on the court. Can't defend. If you run LeBron James, guys, you didn't watch my tier list. Don't tell anybody you're a big fan of me if you're running that Sapphire LeBron James fan, because I would never ever recommend him to anybody in this game. Now, Lou Hudson, okay, is solid. I'm gonna say that again. Lou Hudson is solid. He is solid. Here's the card. Hear me out. 88 3 ball, 81 speed, 82 lateral quickness, can handle the ball. That's how solid he is, okay? You can make the case B tier. I'm not going to, just because I've not used the card. But I do think that if you want to make the case that Lou Hudson is a B tier player, you can. I'm not going to be the one to do it. I do think he's probably at the end of C tier. If you want to put him into B tier, I'm not against it. No, look, I didn't want to overload B tier today, but I can't argue that he is that much better or that much worse than Anthony Edwards. I do prefer Ant just badge wise, but Lou Hudson's solid, guys. All the way around, the dude is solid. I had to make an adjustment there just because I like what he does give me as an all-around player. Now, Michael Finley, another guy that I am a big fan of. I think he's B tier. A little bit taller than a guy like Lou Hudson. Maybe he's not going to defend as well or handle the ball, but I think he's going to shoot the ball better for you with an incredible array of shooting badges. Set shot 4 scares me, okay, a lot. It scares me a lot. Like, trust me, it scares me a lot. But I still am going to put him into B tier. Mike Miller, okay, he's a domination player. Now, 2K database doesn't have the Evo yet. So we don't know what he Evos to, or some people might, but I don't. I think if his Evo is a defensive Evo just a little bit, gives him a little better speed and a little better lateral quickness, he is going to be a B tier player. Shooting wise, going to be solid. We know what Mike Miller's got. Jump shot 22 this year. And just think, with that Evo possibility at 6'8", hot spots from everywhere around the 3-point line, I think I would be foolish to not put him at B tier is what I am going to tell you. So here's the tier list so far. Nobody in F tier. Let's just get that out of the way before we go any further. Scottie Pippen is an F tier player. He is, guys. If you use this bum Scottie Pippen, I'm sorry. I've heard somebody in the chat say, Scottie Pippen's not bad. He has a 67 3 ball, a 66 speed, no shooting badges, so slow. If you run Scottie Pippen, guys, I'm sorry. That's all I'm going to say is I'm sorry. Do what you got to do, but I'm sorry if you run him. Paul Presti up next, badge-wise, is absolutely fantastic. Only a 72 3 ball, which scares me, but doesn't scare me enough to not put him into B tier. I think he's solid, 6'5", got 28 base badges, defensively going to be incredible. He is a very, very solid overall card. Rick Barry, a C tier player. I know we're putting some rubies over some amethyst here, and you guys might disagree with me. We even got a sapphire over an amethyst here. But if you guys can tell me what Rick Barry does, better than Anthony Edwards already. Oh, wait, I mean, shooting badges, maybe, but the dude's only got a 79 3-ball. I just have a hard time with dudes with jump shot 18. Like, if you got jump shot 18, honestly, Rick Barry's pushing D tier. I'm going to put him in D tier. If you have jump shot 18, I'm sorry. I can't sit here and try to even gas you up. I just can't. Rolando Blackman up next. Now, I will say this. I think we got a Rolando last year. I think it was the Domination Award, and I wasn't the biggest fan of him. But this Rolando card defensively is solid. I mean, you look at the card, 86 speed, 82 lateral quickness, decent defensive badges, offensively solid with silver catch and shoot as well. The release set shot 3 scares me quite a bit. I don't really know what it's like. I'm guessing it's not going to be very good. And if it's that bad, he's probably a C tier player. But for now, I am going to leave him in B tier. Sean Elliott, absolutely fantastic card. He is an absolutely fantastic card. 6'8", 6'11 wingspan. He does have a base of 27 badges, 88 3-ball, 82 speed, 77 lateral quickness, good shooting badges, decent enough defensive badges. Sean Elliott, as far as just auctionable cards, is one of the top cards you can get, right? Auctionable, none of these cards are auctionable. Kelly Tripucka is not, Gus isn't, Andrew Wiggins isn't. Dr. J and Sean Elliott really are it at that small forward position at A tier. Steven Jackson, a card, when he first came out in the token market, I wasn't the highest on. I'm just going to be realistically honest with you guys. I wasn't the highest on the card. 84 3-ball, 81 speed, 73 lateral quickness. But as time goes on, I get higher and higher on Steven Jackson. He's 6'8". He has the Rudy base, which has always been solid. I just grow a bigger fan of him as the days go on. Again, no clamps, but he does have a lot of things going for him. No quick first step either. I don't know. I don't know how Steven Jackson's going to be. He could be C tier, but I think he has potential, and that's why he is in B tier for me. Steve Smith is another card I'm going to throw at B tier. A B tier is pretty large, but a lot of these guys are pretty similar, right? If I got a guy at B tier, that means they're solid and that they're serviceable and that you can run them on your squad. Anybody C or lower is not a guy I recommend. Steve Smith, 6'7", 83 3-ball, 78 speed, 77 lateral quickness. If I put Steven Jackson at B tier, I feel obligated to put Steve Smith at B tier. They're going to give you basically the identical things on the basketball court. It's really preference between them, and that's why they're both at the same tier. Tim Hardaway Jr., another card I don't mind, honestly, but I don't think he's good enough to be B tier. I prefer a guy like Steve Smith over Tim Hardaway Jr. You guys might disagree with me, and if you do, I'm not going to argue with you, but I think it comes down to one thing, and that's the release. Jump shot 49 is okay, right? It's the J.R. Smith release, but I think this early on, we would rather the Rudy base or the jump shot 22 for where we are at in 2K right now. Getting down to our last couple here, TJ Warren is an A tier player. Now you get TJ Warren from current Dom. I think you got to Evo up all of those cards. And he's fine. 6'8", 6'10 wingspan. He does have a base total of 33 badges, 84 3-ball, 84 speed, 85 lateral quickness, good enough ball handler. He's just an all-around good card, right? And I think you can make this card a great card if you do apply the badges he needs. I'm a big fan of TJ Warren. I'm grinding for TJ Warren on my account just because I think TJ Warren I think TJ Warren could potentially be better than Dale Ellis. I think he, could be that S tier level. But right now, I think you have to apply badges and make him really like that. And we'll see what that release is like with that timing. Vince Carter, I don't even really want to spend time talking about him. I know some people might like Vince's badge count, might like running him because he's Vince Carter. Whatever, the card stinks. The card just stinks all the way around. If you run Vince Carter, have fun. I'm not ever running this card. He has a 67 lateral quickness, 70 speed with ball, 76 speed, and a 73 ball. Sorry, that card is never making my lineup. The last card here is Xavier McDaniel, a card I really wanted to put in B tier. Heck, I'm putting him into B tier because of his player build. 73 speed, or 73 3-ball, 75 speed, 77 lateral quickness, but he has some solid defensive badges. I think he's better at the 4 than the 3, and I think that's why I dragged him down, because at the 3, he's not that next level good. But if you put him at power forward, I think you're going to like Xavier McDaniel's output. So this is my tier list for our first tier list on that small forward position. Again, this is very subject to change as we start knowing more and more about animations, SIGs, all of those types of things. But this is just my day one tier list, right? Or first small forward tier list to hopefully help you guys out. Again, anybody C or lower cards I wouldn't use. That's why there's not many down here, because anybody that didn't make this list is probably a card I would not recommend to you guys. Anything B or above, I think is solid. Obviously, Sean Elliott and Julius Erving are the auctionable guys that I'm probably the most highest on. But that is going to wrap it up for our video today. Hopefully, you guys did enjoy it. Drop a like on the video, subscribe if you are new, and as always, man, I love you guys, and have a blessed day.